Honoracharya's Divine Grace La Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shatashri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Ras Bihari Lalita Vishakha Ji ki Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Srivas Pandit Avirbhav Titi Mahamahotsav ki Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Pramanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitang Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jana Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sha Padantikam Vandehang Sri Gura Sri Juta Padakamalang Sri Gurung Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupang Sagrajatang Sahagana Raghunatha Nitang Tang Sajivam Sadhaitang Shavadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitangscha Namong Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patithanang Papanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So my voice is little affected last 2 days due to weather change. Please tolerate the voice. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So today is the auspicious appearance day of one of the personalities from Panchatattva, Srivas Thakur. So we will be reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 10. Chapter is entitled The Branches of the Chaitanya Tree, text number 8. Srivas Pandito Yar Sri Rama Pandit Dui Bhai Dui Shakha Jagote Vide Srivas Pandito Ar Sri Rama Pandita Dui Bhai Dui Shakha Jagote Vidita Srivas Pandit Ara Sri Rama Pandita দুই ভাই দুই শাখা জগতে বিদিত Mataji's. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The two brothers, Srivas Pandit and Sri Ram Pandit, started two branches that are well known in the world. Purport. In the Gaur Ganades Dipika, Srivas Pandit, Srivas Thakur is described as an incarnation of Narad Muni, and Sri Ram Pandit, his younger brother, is said to be an incarnation of Parvata Muni, a great friend of Narada's. Srivas Pandit's wife, Malini, is celebrated as an incarnation of the nurse Ambika, who fed Lord Krishna with her breast milk. And as already noted, his niece Narayani, the mother of Thakur Vrindavan Das, the author of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, was a sister of Ambika in Krishna Leela. We also understand from the descriptions of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat that after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's acceptance of sannyas order, Srivas Pandit left Navadip and possibly because of feeling of separation and domiciled at Kumarhatta. Hare Krishna. So, all the associates of Lord Chaitanya are eternally liberated soul from the spiritual world. Gaura Mandala Bhumi Jeva Jana Chintamani Tar Hoy Braja Bhume Vas. Gaurangera Sangi Gane Nitya Siddha Kori Mane. This is very, very important aspect. Those who understand that the associates of Lord Chaitanya, they are Nitya Siddhas. So Srivas Pandit or Srivas Thakur is an incarnation of Narad Muni as per Gaur Ganades Dipika. The role played in Krishna Leela and role played in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela is very interesting. So Narad Muni is very expert in making brahmacharis. He does not encourage marriage. That's why he got the curse also. So one goal, 10,000 brahmachari. Then second attempt, 1,000 brahmachari. So if we have Narad Muni like that in our movement, then there will be no scarcity of brahmacharis in brahmachari ashram. He is empowered, Narad Muni. Siddha. He is the guru of Dhruva Maharaj, he is the guru of Prahlad Maharaj, he is the guru of many celebrated devotees. And Narada Muni is also the spiritual master of Vyasdev, who compiled all Vedic literature. So that Narada Muni, who is celebrated as celibate monk, when he appeared in Mahaprabhu's pastime, he is a Grihastha. That is very interesting. So in Krishna Leela, especially Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, especially with the gopis, in that Leela, only one man and all are ladies. Even Narad Muni cannot enter there in Ras Leela. But Narad Muni had a desire to witness the pastimes of Krishna with the gopis in Ras Leela. So he started doing tapasya. Lord Shiva discouraged him that you cannot enter there, because in order to enter into Ras Leela, you have to have Gopi Deha and Gopi Bhav, both. So Narad Muni started his tapasya in Narad Kund, near Kusum Sarovar in Vrindavan. So he got the blessings, and he was advised that now he can take bath in Kusum Sarovar and your desire will be fulfilled. So Narad Muni entered into Kusum Sarovar to take a dip, and when he came out, so Narad Muni became Naradi Gopi. And by seeing the result of Narad Muni, Lord Shiva also became encouraged that if Narad Muni can do that, I also can do. So he took a dip in Mansarovar, and he also became a Gopi. That is Krishna Leela. But all these female associates of Krishna in Krishna Leela, when they come in Mahaprabhu's pastime, they take male forms, including Srimati Radharani. Radharani comes as Gadadhar Pandit. And Narad Muni, he came as Srivas Thakur, and he was a Grihastha, and he is very, very senior to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Advaita Acharya came, Srivas Thakur came. So Srivas Thakur appeared in Srihatta in Bangladesh. Then along with his brothers, here one brother name is mentioned, and in other verse there is also another two brothers' names are mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chari bhai sabangse kore Chaitanya re seva, Gaurachandra bina nahi jane devi deva. These four brothers, what are the four brothers? First is Srivas Pandit, Srivas Thakur, then Sriram Pandit, then Sripati and Srinidhi. These are the four brothers. They all came to Navadvip and started saying at the bank of Ganges in Navadvip Mayapur Dham. So Srivas Thakur plays a very significant role in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in Navadvip Dham. So Srivas Angan, the house of Srivas, is a place where Mahaprabhu performed his most confidential pastime. That's why it is non-different from the Rasasthalis of Brajmandal. All the gopis who danced with Krishna in Ras Leela in Vrindavan, they all came to dance with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Nam Sankirtan. So dancing in Nam Sankirtan with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the same pastime of gopis dancing with Krishna in Ras Leela. That's why Srivas Angan is Rasasthali of Brajmandal. And all of you know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was playing the role of Nimai Pandit, a scholarly student. And devotees were harassed by Lord Chaitanya. He used to call the people and started argument. And Mahaprabhu was very expert. Nimai Pandit was very expert in logic, nyaya, grammars. But devotees are interested in devotion. So they started thinking, Nimai is wasting his time. Not only his time, he is also wasting our time. So when devotees used to see Nimai Pandit is coming in this way, they used to take another route to avoid Nimai Pandit. And Nimai Pandit was creating a lot of disturbance, harassment to the Brahmanas, to the ladies, to the residents of Navadip. And Jagannath Mishra used to get regular complaint. But Jagannath Mishra took the help of Srivas Thakur to counsel Nimai Pandit. So Srivas Thakur was like an uncle. Malini Devi used to be working very closely with Sachi Mata. And when Mahaprabhu was not exhibiting the devotional aspect of his life, one day Srivas called Nimai. And he said, Nimai, what is the use of education if you don't develop devotion for Krishna? After knowing so many things, if you don't awaken devotion for Krishna, love for Krishna, that is only waste of time. So Srivas Thakur spoke to Nimai Pandit like that. Then Nimai replied, yes, I am not practicing bhakti now, but by the blessings of the Vaishnavas like you, one day I will also become a Vaishnava. And see that time what kind of Vaishnava I will become. So Jagannath Mishra left the planet, he left his body. So Mahaprabhu went to Gaya to perform Shraddha ceremony of his father. And there he met his eternal spiritual master, Ishvara Puri. And Ishvara Puri initiated Nimai. And he got the mantra. And Mahaprabhu saw the lotus feet of Vishnu, Vishnu Padapadvat Gaya. And Mahaprabhu started exhibiting the symptoms of love of Godhead. Kiva mantra dila gosai, kiva tar bal, japite japite mantra, korila pagal. So Mahaprabhu started exhibiting the madness of love of Godhead. Simply by chanting the holy name. That is the process. Chanting of the holy name can awaken our dormant love for Krishna. Everything is there. Viddha bodhu jivanam. Mahaprabhu is telling, Vidya bodhu. Vidya is a knowledge, scriptural knowledge. And that is revealed to a person who chants the holy name. That is the potency of the holy name. But for that we have to chant the holy name purely. Bhajaner madhya shrestha navavida bhakti. Krishna prem Krishna dite dhare mahashakti. তার মধ্যে সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠ নাম সংকীর্তন নিরাপরাধে নাম লইলে পাই প্রেমধন ভজনের মধ্যে শ্রেষ্ঠ নববিধা ভক্তি there are different limbs of bhakti which are explained by different acharyas and also mentioned in different shastra, but out of those 9 processes navada bhakti navavidha bhakti which are explained in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dashyam Sakkhamatma Nivedanam Iti Pungsar Pita Vishnu Bhaktistana Valakshana. These 9 processes of devotional service are topmost. Why? Krishna Prem Krishna Dite Dhare Mahashakti. These 9 processes have the potency to give Krishna and love for Krishna. And that is the goal of our life. Vedasya sarver ahameva vedya. The purpose of studying Veda is to know Krishna. But if someone memorizes all the verses, he knows all the aspects of Veda, but if he doesn't know Krishna, then what is the use? Vedasya sarver ahameva vedya. Then out of this 9 processes of devotional service, তার মধ্যে সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠ নাম সংকীর্তন. Out of these 9, congregational chanting of the holy name is the topmost process. Why? Niraparate naam loile pai premodhan. If you chant the holy name without any offense, then love of Godhead is awakened in the heart. So Mahaprabhu was chanting the holy name purely. And he was exhibiting love of Godhead. And he became mad in ecstasy. That is the power, that is the potency of Nam Sankirtan. Not only Mahaprabhu exhibited this symptom, when Mahaprabhu encouraged his people to chant the holy name, they also exhibited love of Godhead. While he was on the way to South India, Mahaprabhu encouraged people, those who are attracted to see him, and Mahaprabhu told them to chant Hari Hari. Mahaprabhu was encouraging what? To chant Hari Hari. And when Mahaprabhu saw they are chanting Hari Hari, Mahaprabhu was so pleased by chanting Hari Hari, and Mahaprabhu embraced them. And when Mahaprabhu embraced them, what happened to them? Love of Godhead. Immediate transformation, without undergoing any process of sadhana bhakti like Mangalarati, Japa, initiation, hearing Bhagavatam class, Bhakti Sastri, so many things. Nothing was needed. Immediately love of Godhead, perfection. And what is the process? Mahaprabhu's process is loving embrace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not only they exhibited love of Godhead, when people from the village and town, they saw them, and they also encouraged them to chant Hari Hari, Hari Hari. And they also exhibited love of Godhead. Whole village became Krishna conscious. No Namatta program. Without any Namatta program, whole village became Krishna conscious. The next village, some people came, they also got love of Godhead. In that way, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explaining village after village, town after town, city after city, whole South India became Krishna conscious by the loving embrace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was mad in ecstasy, and he was running towards Vrindavan. And there was a message from the sky, now is not the time to go to Vrindavan. You have to go back to Navadvip and establish Sankirtan movement. And that is the purpose of your advent in this material world. So Mahaprabhu changed the plan, and he came to Navadvip. And when he went, that time he was a scholarly person, Nitai Pandit. Now, when he came back, he is a mad person, mad in ecstasy. And people started complaining to Sachi Mata that your son has become mad. He is ghostly haunted now. He has become mad. And he checked with Srivas. Srivas, really, Nimai is ghostly haunted. So Srivas said that he has become mad, definitely, but I want to become mad like that also. Because it's the madness in love of Godhead. So then Sachimata became pacified. And Mahaprabhu, he started his Sankirtan movement in Navadvip Dham, and the place was the house of Srivas. So it is explained that the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, what are the primary symptoms of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya? Mahaprabhur bhaktaganer vairagya pradhan taha dekhi pritahan gaura bhagavan. The primary characteristics of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya is that they are the embodiment of renunciation. They are renounced people. Vairagya pradhan. Renunciation is the primary characteristics. Then if we analyze the associates of Lord Chaitanya, most of them are grihasthas. Even Narad Muni is grihastha, as Srivas Thakur. So how come Mahaprabhu's Bhaktaganer Vairagya Pradhan? So Vairagya, renunciation, is the internal aspect of devotional service. Although they are in grihastha order of life, but they are the topmost renounced people. So Mahaprabhu took sannyas and he met Srivas in Kumarhatta, I think. And he started asking Srivas, Srivas, you are a grihastha. And you don't work. Where from you are getting money to maintain your family? Where is the family maintenance plan program? He said, I don't work because I don't like to work. I don't have any inclination to work. I like to chant the holy name of the Lord. That's okay. But for your food, what do? You have to work. He said, no, I chant. If Krishna gives, I take. If he doesn't want to give, I will fast. And he clapped 3 times. So what is the meaning of this? The Srivas said that first day I will fast, second day I will fast, third day I will continue to fast. If nothing comes, I will jump into the Ganges and give up my body. So Mahaprabhu was so impressed by Srivas Thakur's faith in the process of chanting of the holy name. And that's why Mahaprabhu declared, Srivas, you don't have to go outside of your house. Whatever is needed will be supplied by the Lord. There will be no scarcity in your family. That was the benediction, mercy given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Srivas Thakur. And by hearing this, we may be encouraged also. Very good idea. No work. Mahaprabhu will take care. Definitely Mahaprabhu will take care. But you have to have some qualification. And what is the qualification? That will be revealed by a wonderful pastime. So Mahaprabhu wanted to give love of Godhead, Braja Prema Bhakti, to anyone and everyone, without any discrimination. Brahmara Durlabha Prem Sabakare Jache. Not only give, he begs to give. Sana Sana Nityananda, Sana Haridas, Sarvatra Amaragga, Karaho Prakash, Prati Ghare Ghare Giya, Karoe Bhiksha, Bala Krishna Bhaja Krishna, Kara Krishna Shiksha. So Mahaprabhu, he wanted to give love of Godhead, and he entrusted 2 of his associates, Nityananda and Haridas, to go to each and every house and distribute this love of Godhead. And the process is very simple. Bala Krishna. Bala Krishna means you have to chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then Bhaja Krishna. You worship the deity form of Krishna. Then Kara Krishna Shiksha. Study Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So in that way, Mahaprabhu was distributing love of Godhead. But Mahaprabhu gave that love of God through the process of pure devotional service. And he also gave 8 verses as the essence of all education. Sikkastakam. He told his dear disciples Rup Sanatan to write books, but Mahaprabhu did not write any book. He composed 8 verses, and that is the essence of all knowledge. So in that, in the 3rd verse, Mahaprabhu is talking about Nishtha Bhakti, and the 4th verse Mahaprabhu talks about Ruchi Bhakti. Ahituki apratihata saboi pangsa para dharma jato bhakti radaksa je ahituki apratihata jayatma suprasidati. So 3rd verse is Trinadapi suni chayana tharorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So kirtaniya sadahari. Sada means always. 24 hours. Prabhupada said that a devotee should remember Krishna 24 hours a day. That is a symptom of Shuddha Bhakti. Remembering Krishna. The essence of all rules and regulations is always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Another meaning of apratihata bhakti or uninterrupted devotional service is that devotional service should continue in any condition of life. Whether condition is favorable, unfavorable, happiness, distress, cold or hot. So in every situation, devotional service should continue. That is the meaning of uninterrupted devotional service or apratihata bhakti. And that is the qualification to experience love of Godhead. Unless someone comes to that level of apratihata bhakti, he cannot reach the level of bhava and prema. So coming to this platform of apratihata bhakti is very, very important stage. That is the level of nishtha bhakti. And that nishtha becomes very, very prominent when someone achieves bhava and prema. So Srivas Thakur is the example of that kind of bhakti. So Mahaprabhu used to do Nam Sankirtan in the house of Srivas, closed door. Only the close associates. Who is close associates? Who is close? Who knows the heart of Mahaprabhu? Who is close? Who can know the heart of Krishna, Mahaprabhu? Who is surrendered to Mahaprabhu? Meaning of surrender is when that person knows the heart to whom he is surrendering. That is the purpose of surrender. A disciple and guru, their heart become one when disciple is completely surrendered to the spiritual master. That is the perfection of surrender. That's why who is the first class disciple? Who understands the guru's desire without guru being telling him. Even before guru tells, he understands that what guru wants. That is the symptom of a first class disciple. So Mahaprabhu was chanting the holy name, dancing in the holy name in the house of Srivas. So one day, Srivas Thakur heard that someone is crying, some ladies are crying from inside. Then he went to check what happened. So when he entered inside, he came to know that his son died. So he is the father. But what was the reaction of Srivas? Srivas said that my Lord, my worshipable Lord, Lord Chaitanya, Gauranga, is dancing in ecstasy in Nam Sankirtan. That is the most auspicious thing that can be there in the whole creation. So in that moment, my son died. It is very, very auspicious. But you are crying. If the sound of your crying disturbs the Nam Sankirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then what will happen? Now my son died. Then I will go to the Ganges and drown in the water of the Ganges and give up my body. At any cost, Nam Sankirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should not be disturbed. Please keep quiet and take part in Nam Sankirtan. That's Srivas Thakur. That's why Mahaprabhu declared that there will be no scarcity of Srivas in his house. Even if he does not go out of the house, everything will be supplied by the Lord, because he was engaged in devotional service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 24 hours a day without any interruption. That's why Mahaprabhu chose the house of Srivas to perform his most confidential pastime in Navadvip. And what is the qualification needed to participate in that? For Ras Leela, what is the qualification? Gopi Bhav and Gopi Deha. For Mahaprabhu's Nam Sankirtan, what is the qualification? You have to be humble. Tinadapi sunichena tararopi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. That is the qualification. So one day, one brahmachari from a Brahmin family came, and he was hiding and watching the beautiful dance of Lord Chaitanya in the house of Srivas. But Mahaprabhu was not experiencing the ecstasy that day. And he was thinking why he was not experiencing the ecstasy. Then he said, somebody unauthorized entered. That's why I am not experiencing that kind of ecstasy. So Srivas was a little scared because he allowed that person. And he revealed to Mahaprabhu, because he cannot hide, because he knows Nitai Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knows everything. So he revealed that he is a very good candidate. He only drinks milk. He doesn't take anything. And he is a brahmachari, Nastiki brahmachari from a Brahmana family. And whole Navadvip respects him. He said, Srivas, what you are talking? Drinking milk is the qualification to participate in my Sankirtan movement. That is not the qualification. Qualification is something else. And he said, please take him out. He is not allowed. Such a humiliation. Such a austere Brahmana from a Brahmin family, Naistiki brahmachari, drinks only milk. So many qualifications. These are good qualifications. But these qualifications are not enough to enter into the Nam Sankirtan of Lord Chaitanya in Srivas Angan. For that, we have to develop love for Krishna, love for Mahaprabhu, devotion for Mahaprabhu. That is the qualification. Internal qualification. These are all external, although important as part of sadhana bhakti. But if you do sadhana bhakti, but heart does not change, then what is the use of drinking milk? So many people drink milk. But awakening the devotion is the main factor. But this Brahmana, brahmachari, he accepted the chastisement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a humble state of mind. And when he exhibited that quality, Mahaprabhu said, now he is qualified. Now he can take part in my Nam Sankirtan. That is the qualification. Tinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. That is the qualification. So in order to enter into that confidential aspect of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, this verse is the verse which talks about the qualification. Thus it's like a necklace of the Gauriya Vaishnavas. We have to practice this verse. Because that is the qualification needed in order to enter into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan pastime, which is non-different from Ras Leela of Krishna in Vrindavan. So Mahaprabhu wanted to test Srivas. Testing is the part of bhakti. The Guru tests the disciple. Disciples also test the Guru. And those become successful in that test, they become successful candidate to become disciple. So Nityananda Prabhu used to stay in the house of Srivas. And Nityananda Prabhu is Avadut. His activities are very unpredictable. Malini Devi was acting like his mother. He used to feed also. Nityananda Prabhu did not take food by his own. Malini Devi used to feed Nityananda. He used to feed her breast milk also, although she was old. When she was feeding breast milk, milk was flowing out of affection, because Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram. So Mahaprabhu wanted to test the faith of Srivas in Nitai. He said, Mahaprabhu one day told Srivas, why you are keeping this Avadut? We don't know his background. We don't know who is his parents, which family he is from. It will give a very bad name to you. You are a respected person in Navadip and you are keeping this kind of person in your house. Please tell him to go if you want to protect your reputation in Navadip. Then Srivas replied, he said, even if Nityananda, if I see him with a prostitute and with a bottle of alcohol with him, and if by that, if all the reputation of me is gone still, I'll keep Nityananda in my house and adore him, worship him the way I am doing now. Then by hearing, Gauranga Mahaprabhu became very happy. He said, oh, you have so much faith in Lord Nityananda. So I give you your blessings. That there may be a day, Lakshmi ji, out of scarcity, has to beg on the street. That day may can come. But in your house, there will be no scarcity. Everything will be supplied. Whatever necessities you have in your house will be supplied by Lord Krishna. That was a benediction given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Srivas Thakur. Why? Because he had complete faith in Nityananda Prabhu. So we can get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya when we have that kind of faith in Lord Nityananda. Without Nityananda, we cannot have access to Gauranga. Direct access is not allowed. Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to have direct access to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu did not accept him. But when Raghunath pleased Nityananda Prabhu, then his desire was fulfilled. Mahaprabhu accepted him. Nityananda Prabhu also gave him blessings. When Raghunath fed all the Vaishnavas, and when Vaishnavas were very happy. So serving the Vaishnavas and make them happy is the root cause of success in our devotional life. Charya Vaishnav Seva, Nistar Peyeche Keva. So that is the root, Vaishnavas. Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastre Koi. Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi. We hear all these things regularly, again and again. Still, things are not working. Why? Because having faith is very, very difficult in this age of Kali. It is said that someone dips into the water of Radha Kund When he comes out, he should develop Gopi Bhav, right? So when people do that, and when they come out, they don't experience that. Why? Because that kind of faith is not there. Same water, depending on the faith. Ji jathamang prapaddante, tangs tathaiva bhajamaham. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling who is qualified to stay at Radha Kund and take bath in Radha Kund, who has attained the level of Bhava Bhakti. So who has Bhava Bhakti, when he enters into the water of Radha Kund, then when he comes out from Radha Kund water, he will experience love of Godhead. Qualification is needed. It's not that anybody, whatever he does, same thing will come. No. So therefore, Srivas Thakur position is very, very important. The lesson to be learned, that why Mahaprabhu was so happy with Srivas is not that Srivas only had love for Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Srivas Thakur had complete faith and love for Lord Nityananda. That's why Mahaprabhu was so pleased with Srivas Thakur. And he wanted to show the mercy, because he said everybody in the house of Srivas will get perfection. Not only the human beings, even non-human beings also will get perfection. That is the power of the house of Srivas Thakur. So Mahaprabhu told that I came to give love of Godhead. And I want to make people dance and cry in love of Godhead by giving Nam Sankirtan, by giving the holy name of the Lord. That is the purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent. And he wanted to show that. One day he called Narayani. Narayani was the niece of Srivas Thakur. 4 years old. Small girl. And Mahaprabhu told Narayani, chant Hare Krishna and cry. 4-year-old girl. And Mahaprabhu told her, he started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Narayani was crying. Tears were flowing incessantly. And the soil was soaking. The tears coming out from the eyes of Narayani. That is the power of the holy name. And this mercy was showed at the house of Srivas. So in Srivas Angan, lot of pastimes took place. So time is up. So Mahaprabhu also exhibited his Mahaprakash Leela, Sat Pahariya. He exhibited that Mahaprakash Leela. And he was acting as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and giving benediction. He gave benediction to many devotees. So he called Sridhar. And Sridhar was not known to anyone. He said, who is Sridhar? He said, who is chanting at the border of this village? That person is Sridhar. Call him. So Sridhar came, he glorified Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu said, please ask something from me. I want to give something to you. So he said, I don't want anything. He said, no, you have to take. You want to take 8 mystic siddhi, I am ready to give. If you want to become the king of the heaven, king of this world, whatever you want, I will give it to you. So Sridhar said, I don't want all these things. What do you want? He said, I don't want anything, but you are asking again and again. So please give this benediction. That beautiful form of Nimai, who comes to my shop every day and bargain with me for the vegetables and snatches the vegetables without paying anything to me. That beautiful form of Nimai remains my worshipable Lord, life after life. That is a benediction I want. And that is the reflection of the verse number 4 of Sikkastakam. Na dhanang, na janang, na sundaring, kavitang ba jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishare bhavatat bhakti rahita kitoi. Mahaprabhu did not speak the verses. He showed these verses through the life of his associates. So this verse was exemplified by different associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and one of them was Kolabecha Sridhar. So many pastimes took place in Srivas Angan, and because time is limited, it's 9 o'clock now, I'll end here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srivas Thakur Abhirbhav Titi Mahamotsav ki jai, Sriman Mahaprabhu ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. If you have any question or comment for 5 minutes. Atul Krishna, give the mic.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, Narayani, Thakur's niece, this incident of Mahaprabhu bestowing prema upon her at the house of Srivas Thakur, although it's not mentioned, we don't see it cited as an example. However, can we consider that an example of Kripa Siddhi?
It can be Kripa Siddhi. Kripa Siddhi is that Siddhi which is obtained without any sadhana. But sometimes in sadhana also, unless we get the mercy of the Lord, we cannot get prema. What is the meaning of Kripa Siddhi? Only Kripa, no sadhana. That is Kripa Siddhi. But sadhana Siddhi also needs the Kripa of the Lord. So here, Narayani, she is an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. Sometimes Prabhupada also explains, Rupa Goswami also explains. From childhood, some people shows the symptom of prema without any sadhana. So is the example of Kripa Siddhi? No. It's the example of he has already perfected in his last life and he is continuing that. Whatever is remaining, that person also can exhibit love of Godhead without showing any external sadhana in this life. So Narayani is the eternal associate. It can be Kripa Siddhi, Sadhana Siddhi, but they are Nitya Siddha. So I think this example is something unique because Narayani is the eternal associate. Nitya Siddha Karimani. It cannot be Kripa Siddhi, in my humble understanding.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for the
Little louder.
Thank you very much.
You also have throat problem, like me.
Thank you very much for the very wonderful class. So my question is, you are mentioning about the milk drinking brahmachari. So like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking from Srivas Thakur that how come this brahmachari is here, and then Srivas Thakur is giving the examples of austerity and tapasya, milk drinking and all. So my point is, when the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord himself also, when he is asking, so Srivas Thakur, like even if he says that he is very surrendered soul, actually he was very surrendered. That's how he accepted so humbly, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu later on accepted him. But as a matter of introduction of a devotee, if he just says he is very surrendered, so naturally the next question comes is, like, how he is so surrendered? Can you describe some more, so actually what Srivas Thakur said about this milk drinking brahmachari was, in a sense, he was just beginning it with the external. So generally in our lives also, when we are introduced to our superiors, we talk about the external events or activities or seva that we have done. So, I just wanted to ask that how to understand this, because Mahaprabhu is right, trying to understand the internals and not at all the externals. So we oftentimes try to evaluate through seva services, and that's how we please the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord also, and performing some austerities, whatever, if possible.
So what's your question?
So how to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly seeing the internals only, and not accepting the externals in the form of seva or
Lord doesn't accept any external service. Lord is Bhavagrahi Janardhan. He doesn't take anything external. Patrang pushpang phalang tayang jome bhakta prajachati. You can offer anything, but if it is not mixed with love, Krishna doesn't accept. That is the teaching Mahaprabhu is teaching us. You can be very expert. Just like our Duryodhan, he was very expertly cooking Rajbhog for Krishna. But there was no bhav, so Mahaprabhu did not go there. But without invitation, he went to the house of Vidura, because that house is the house of love. So Krishna is not interested with external. All expert people are there, millions and millions of people serving him. We should not think, oh, I am so expert. The expertise the devotees have in the spiritual world, as compared that we are nothing. But we think very proud because we don't have the knowledge of the expertise, what is there in the life of the devotees serving Krishna eternally. Ignorance is the cause of pride. We do little thing, we think we have done so much. That is the problem. Radharani is doing the most, but she is thinking, I am not doing anything. That is the spiritual world, and that is the place of our destination. So you have to cultivate that mood, otherwise you are not allowed. But point to be made, Krishna is not interested in external, he is only interested in the bhav, internal. That's why milk taking was not the qualification. You can keep on taking milk for millions of lifetime, you will not be allowed to enter into Mahaprabhu's pastime. Okay. कौन आप देखिए आप लोग कौन आगे बोलेगा
हरे कृष्ण। थैंक यू प्रभु जी, बहुत सुंदर क्लास। प्रभु जी, जैसे आपने क्लास के बीच में बताया कि हमें 24 घंटा भगवान का स्मरण करना चाहिए, लेकिन हम देखते हैं जब भगवान का स्मरण करने के लिए तो कभी कभी मुश्किल से 1 मिनट भी स्मरण करना बहुत कठिन जाता है। इतने हम फेस्टिवल देखते हैं, भगवान का दर्शन करते हैं और इतने सारे उत्सव देखते हैं, वो भी हमको कभी स्मरण होता नहीं है। तो फिर हमको कैसे 24 घंटा भगवान का स्मरण करने का प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए?
तो हिंदी में बोलूँ और अंग्रेजी में बोलूँ? हिंदी में 24 घंटा वो तो सिद्धि है, तो साधन में हम लोग को अभ्यास करना चाहिए। तो प्रभुपाद जी को एक वक्त जाके पूछा, प्रभुपाद जी 24 घंटा कैसे भगवान का स्मरण होगा? मैं रात में जब सोता हूँ उस टाइम कैसे स्मरण होगा? तो प्रभुपाद जी ने बताया, जब आप जागरूक हो उस टाइम स्मरण करने का पहला अभ्यास करो, उसके बाद सोने के टाइम स्मरण होगा। तो हम लोग तो जॉब के टाइम सोते हैं और हमारा इच्छा क्या है, सोने के टाइम भगवान का स्मरण करना। तो अभ्यास करना चाहिए धीरे धीरे। पहला अभ्यास होना चाहिए जॉब के टाइम नहीं सोना, भागवतम क्लास के टाइम नहीं सोना, उस टाइम ध्यानपूर्वक सुनना चाहिए। तो जब ऐसे ऐसे होगा तो 3 घंटा जब होगा, 2 घंटा जॉब के टाइम, 1 घंटा क्लास के टाइम, आरती के टाइम, ऐसे ऐसे जब अभ्यास होगा धीरे धीरे ये घंटा 3 घंटा से 4 घंटा ऐसे ऐसे बढ़ेगा। ये अभ्यास करना चाहिए, एक दिन में तो नहीं होगा।
थैंक यू प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, थैंक यू, वेरी नाइस क्लास। प्रभु जी, जैसे हम देखते हैं कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु की लीला में बहुत बार ऐसे प्रसंग देखते हैं कि कोई भक्त चैतन्य महाप्रभु को रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं लेकिन नित्यानंद प्रभु को नहीं रिस्पेक्ट करते। तो ऐसा क्यों है प्रभु जी, बहुत सारी लीला है, इसका कुछ कारण है क्या?
रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करते हैं, कैसा बोलिए एक
प्रभु जी कई सारे इंसिडेंट आते हैं,
एक बोलिए ना।
मिनकेत रामदास का भी आता है।
तो ऐसा हो सकता है जैसा भगवान कृष्ण का कोई सम्मान करेगा, महाप्रभु का नहीं मानता, ये भी तो है। इसमें कोई दोष नहीं, लेकिन दोष भी है। तो सिद्धांत है महाप्रभु को मानते हैं लेकिन नित्यानंद प्रभु को नहीं मानते हैं, तो उसमें अंतिम में अच्छा फल नहीं मिलेगा। तो महाप्रभु को पाना है तो नित्यानंद प्रभु को मानना चाहिए, और नित्यानंद प्रभु को पाना है तो वैष्णवों को सेवा करना चाहिए। तो ये कनेक्टेड है। नित्यानंद प्रभु का कृपा कौन मिलेगा, किसको मिलेगा? जो वैष्णव का कृपा जिसको प्राप्त हुआ है। वैष्णव कृपा से नित्यानंद प्रभु का कृपा मिलेगा, नित्यानंद प्रभु की कृपा से महाप्रभु का कृपा मिलेगा, और महाप्रभु का कृपा से राधा कृष्ण का कृपा मिलेगा। ये कनेक्टेड है। तो लेकिन हम लोग पहले ही जाएंगे तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। तो इसलिए हम लोगों को रूट में आना चाहिए, वैष्णव का सेवा करना चाहिए, तब सब कुछ मिलेगा। ठीक है।
तो ये मायावादी टेंडेंसी की वजह से होता है।
हाँ, हम लोग तो मायावादी टेंडेंसी कारण इस दुनिया में हैं और भगवान बनना चाहते हैं। तो अहंकार हमारा किसी के अंडर नहीं जाने के लिए बोलते हैं, इसके अंडर क्यों रहना है, डायरेक्ट ये भाव होता है। इसलिए महाप्रभु ने बताया गोपी भर्तु पदकमल और दास दास अनुदास, छोटा होना सीखना चाहिए। जितना हम लोग छोटा होंगे उतना भगवान के प्रिय हो। ठीक है।
थैंक यू।
यही तपस्या है। मंगल आरती उठना तो तपस्या है, वो ईजी तपस्या है, लेकिन छोटा बनना वो सबसे बड़ा तपस्या है। ठीक है। महाप्रभु वो तपस्या चाहते हैं हमारे से, तभी और कुछ नहीं। ठीक है। पर महाप्रभु की जय। श्रीवास पंडित आविर्भाव तिथि महामहोत्सव की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।